Nick Rutter from McKees37.com. I'm really excited to introduce the Autoforge Universal Clay Towel. This is a synthetic clay alternative to a traditional detailing clay. Detailing clay is great. Whether you've been detailing for a month, a year, or even 20 years, chances are you've probably used detailing clay at some point. It removes bonded surface contaminants, making your paint glossy and smooth. So when you wash your car, that cleans the paint, right? Well, it doesn't deep clean the paint, and that's exactly what a clay bar does. It removes industrial fallout, paint overspray, bug splatter, road tar, and basically any other environmental pollutant that washing does not remove. Most people use detailing clay 2 to 3 times a year, depending on how often they drive the vehicle and how it's stored. Clays are great. The downside is that you can only use them for 1, maybe 2 applications, and if you drop it on the ground, you'd be crazy to rub it across your paint because of the tacky design of the bar. It holds the contaminants, so if you drop it, well, you're going to have dirt and sand, and you don't want to rub that across the paint. So an alternative to a traditional clay bar is the Autoforge Universal Clay Towel. The difference is that instead of being a tacky bar that features an abrasive, this starts out as a traditional microfiber towel, really soft, really high quality, 16 by 16 inches, and on one side it's laminated with this synthetic rubberized polymer coating material that imitates a clay bar, and it does the same thing except it works a lot faster and it's far more cost efficient. So when you're looking at this towel, there's perforated sections, and these have 2 functions. So number 1, it'll trap larger contaminants so you're not grinding it into the paint. Number 2, the perforation also allows for extra lubricant to be extracted from the towel if you put too much pressure down, or let's say maybe you don't have enough on the surface, you can just give the towel a squeeze and more lubricant will be released. But essentially this works the same way as a clay bar. A clay bar is good for 1, 2, maybe 3 vehicles if you can really stretch it. The clay towel, 40, 50, 60 cars easily. If you drop it on the ground, you simply rinse it off. That's actually how you clean it when you're finished using it for the day. Just rinse it off and then store it with the rubberized polymer material facing up. Using this guy is simple. When you get the clay towel and it's brand new, you need to break it in on your windshield first. You only need to do this once. So take your lubricant, spray the glass, and rub the clay towel back and forth just a few times, and that'll help remove the protective coating that's on the clay towel. Once you've broken it in, it's time to use it on your vehicle's paint. Take your universal clay lubricant and, working 1 panel at a time, spray a liberal amount. It's really important that you have lots of lubrication when you're using a clay mitt, a clay towel, or a clay bar. Spray the lubricant on, take your towel, fold it 4 ways so it's nice and manageable, and simply rub it back and forth and side to side. Initially, if your paint is really contaminated, you'll actually hear a noise as the clay towel rubs across the surface. This is the towel removing the bonded contaminants. After you complete a section and the towel glides really smooth and the paint feels silky smooth, take a second microfiber towel and wipe off the excess lubricant, and repeat this process panel by panel until the entire vehicle has been clayed. Besides using a universal clay lubricant, you can also use a rinseless wash as your lubricant, a traditional car wash, or if you're a production detailer, you can also use an iron remover. Now, if you've made it this far in the video and you're wondering, well, Nick, why do I even need to do this? There's so many steps to detailing my car. Well, this is not something you're going to use every week. This is maybe twice a year, sometimes 3 times a year if your vehicle is parked outside. And the advantage of using a clay towel before you polish or wax is that it removes those bonded contaminants that I mentioned earlier. All the type of contaminants that make the paint gritty and rough, like the paint overspray, industrial fallout, road tar, bug splatter, environmental pollutants, and more. All of those contaminants prevent your wax, sealant, or coating from properly sticking to the surface. So before you put a wax on, or a sealant, or a coating, you want to get that paint as clean as possible to increase the maximum levels of gloss and also the bonding for your desired protective ingredient or protective wax, sealant, or coating of choice. So for more information on the Autoforge Universal Clay Towel, visit McKees37.com. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up, and most importantly, click subscribe and shop at McKees37.com. Take care, and God bless.